I'm down to the last row of Linda's quilt. Be sure and check the arrow down below. It will take you to others of this exact same quilt being stitched out, and you will see those so fun fussy cut blocks that she put in here that have the vintage patterns and the vintage sewing ideas on it. And that border is so cute with these vintage shoes on. Her friend is going to love it. So be sure and check that. What I want to talk about right now is when you have white fabric, right, or a very light, it could be a super light pink or a super light yellow green, and you have really dark fabric next to it. It could be black, but it could be a dark blue, a red, a purple. You need to be so careful that all of the threads are clipped from these dark edges right here, these dark pieces, because they can sneak through and show under this white so easily. I actually had all of this basted down, and I took an opportunity before moving completely prepared for this next section. I released all of that because as I came up here, I noticed a big black thread is sneaking through all along here. I've got every one of these white blocks has some black sneaking through underneath of it. My dear friends, I'm glad I took the opportunity to find that. I also found this stray black thread hanging out under here. She's not going to show so much, but while we're at it, we might as well get rid of that black thread. Anytime you have white fabric and you have anything next to it that isn't super light, take the opportunity to release all of those dark threads. They can shine through so easily, my friends, and we do not want them playing over there in the sections that are going to be shining through, whether it be a white, but also, again, it could just be a lighter color that can shine through so well. So be sure and check all of that. I will stop right now. Before I do the stitching on this, and I'm going to go through, I'm going to clip all of those and clean it all up. Now, I pride myself in striving to exceed all expectations, and that's something I do try to do, is check for threads like that. If you have a white backing, I'm also going to be checking underneath the batting to make sure there's no stray threads underneath of there. But that's always something that I implore the client to do. Do be sure that you check all of that, because I can only go so far. I'm doing the best I can to check so many things when it comes to moving to the next section of the quilt. If you haven't done long arm quilting, you don't necessarily know how many steps there are, and I love everything that is involved in this process, but there's a lot to it. So I may not catch that thread if it's in there. So please take time to make sure you've clipped all of those. In the meantime, I'm going to take care of all that right now. Then I will rebase this down, and I will get the last row done on her roses, which has this beautiful vintage look to it right there. All right, my friends, it's going to be an amazing day. I'm going to finish clipping this. It's going to be outstanding, and I will show you another video when it all gets finished. Enjoy your quilty day, my friends. I know I will.